Thank you very much. Most respected Prime Minister, Dr. Lakram Badho, Minister of Health, Honorable Ministers, dignitaries, High Commissioner, Permanent Secretaries, Mr. Ajit Patelji, invited guests. It's really wonderful to be here with you today. And Prime Minister was just talking to me and she said, you can say whatever you like today, it's my place. So I want to say two things, Perhaps yesterday Prime Minister was the official day. Today for me, what I'm doing here, I could be doing at home. I could be doing exactly this routine, of course, not in the distinguished company of your Prime Minister there, but it is really, for those of us in public life, there is no greater satisfaction than to be participating in some concrete manifestation of development, some project which makes the lives of people better. And to do that in such a close partner, and in a way I could say, I have been, by the way, twice to this country before. But this time, in this place, I can say this is the real thing. This is the constituency. This is the constituency of an extraordinary member of parliament. I'm sure nobody disagrees with that. And to come here and be part of what, we call like punyakam, a really good work, something which you are rewarded for. I think that's an extraordinary feeling. So let me begin again by saying something which I shared with the audience in the last event we had. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is a man of enormous energy, everybody knows that. Extraordinarily wide range of interests, with a, I would say, almost an obsession about getting things done. So it's about leadership, it's about vision, but it's about delivery. And keeping all of that in mind, his constant advice to us in the Foreign Ministry is, if you have done things well at home, go and do it abroad in countries which have similar requirements. And that was at the food processing plant, but even more so today, using a technology, I would say an experience, almost a culture of prosthetics for which Jaipur Foot has become so famous across the world. So, as you all know, the Jaipur Foot Artificial Limb Fitment Camp was announced by Prime Minister Modi when he was here last year, less than a year ago. And I was, I think, badgering the High Commissioner, and very encouraged by what he told me, which was that, look, the camp is being organized, there's a huge demand here, and today we are now taking this to the next stage by setting up a center. But I also want to take the opportunity to say that I know the demand was more than what was envisaged a year ago, and we will go the extra mile to meet the extra demand. Now, where the prosthetics are concerned, of course, this is something Jaipur Foot has made its name known across the world. I would say really, literally, hundreds of thousands, perhaps even millions have benefited over the years. And it's natural. I mean, for me, I have visited other occasions like this, and it's natural that it meets with a tremendous response from the cross-section of people. But what I would like to recognize today, Honorable Prime Minister, is that it's not just that we have done a successful camp. Today, as partners, we recognize the value of that camp, and by setting up that center, we are now trying to make this something which will be a continuing effort to address the needs of very vulnerable people. And address those needs, as we saw in the short film, needs which not only provide mobility, which not only reduce vulnerability, but which actually strengthen dignity and impart self-confidence. And for that to happen in the Prime Minister's constituency, believe me, ladies and gentlemen, that is a statement in itself. So for us in India, the fact that Prime Minister is taking such deep personal interest to the extent of actually encouraging a center in our own constituency, that has its message. And Prime Minister, let me assure you, from our side, we will fully reciprocate that sentiment and everything that comes with it. It's our commitment today to ensure that this center functions to the best of its ability and beyond, and whatever support that is needed further from the Government of India and my ministry, we will surely give. The Honorable Health Minister referred to some other facets of our cooperation also, which were discussed when Prime Minister Modi was here. So there were the hemodialysis machines, there were the commitment of sea ambulances, also of making medicines more affordable and accessible to people. Because, again, I share with you our own experience. One of the most popular initiatives, and to my mind, one of the most effective health initiatives which the Modi government had launched, was to ensure that a whole set of people for whom buying medicines on a recurring basis for health issues like diabetes or high blood pressure or even cancer, how do we address that by really dramatically lowering costs? And that is something we have been quite successful at. So, as I said, good experiences are there for sharing, the not so good ones for learning. Certainly, this is one which we would like to share with you in the coming years. And I would like to conclude by saying, it's been really for me a very, very interesting day. The day is still ahead of us, but let's say, in cricketing parlance, we're going to break for lunch. Probably, actually, we're going to break literally for lunch. But I couldn't think of a better place to do that than this great constituency of such a wonderful Member of Parliament. So thank you again. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the opportunity of having me as you today mark a very, very important development in the health future of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jaishankar. Ladies and gentlemen, to introduce the next speaker, I can tell you that she has reduced crime by 42% last year, but you know that. I can tell you that she has created over 16,000 jobs in the last year, but you know that. I could tell you that she has ensured that oil production has been increased for the first time in a decade, but you already know that. I could tell you that she has delivered on all of her promises to the labor movement, but you already know that. What I'd like to introduce the next speaker as, see, tomorrow is Mother's Day, ladies and gentlemen, and a mother has to show strength, courage, determination. A mother keeps the family together in tough times. A mother sacrifices to ensure the success of the family. And that mother who has sacrificed to ensure the success of our country and shown determination on the regional and international stage. The strongest Prime Minister in CARICOM is none other than the Honorable Kamala Persad Bissessar. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, your Member of Parliament and your Prime Minister.
Thank you very much, Nicholas. Some of you may, please have your seats. Some of you may remember Nicholas Morris. When he started with us, he was a youth officer of the party. And then he was a researcher, and we would be in Parliament, and he would sit at a desk as a researcher. Today, he's a minister in the office of the Prime Minister. Let us thank him as we welcome. Dr. Jaishankar, Minister of External Affairs of the Republic of India, we thank you for your presence here. We thank you for the words that you've shared here in my constituency. And twice today, tears came to my eyes. One was when we were doing the food processing facility in Couva. And let me talk about that first and then tell you the second one. 10 years ago, 11 years ago, we opened the Brechin Castle facility, 2014. Over 10 years, they left it to go into dereliction. There was nothing there that could be done. And today, 10 years later, thanks to Prime Minister Modi and the government and people of India, we were able to open that facility. And we were also blessed to have Minister Jaishankar there for that historic opening. And as I say, that brought tears to my eyes. But even more tears, just a moment ago, right here, when we saw the testimonials. Did that happen to any of you? Did you feel it? Did you see it? That these are little ones, big ones, young ones, old ones, every age, every race, every creed that you could see benefiting from the last set of limbs that we had done. And again, that brought tears to my eyes. And they were tears of emotion, yes, but they were also tears of joy to see the persons who could not walk. I asked High Commissioner, I said, do you make these anywhere else in the world? Does any country make them? And he said, no. They make artificial limbs, but the cost is prohibitive, whereas the cost here that they are helping us with and donating. So whilst I thank Prime Minister Modi and the government and people of India, let us also thank the Jaipur USA. They have been very involved in this project. Mr. Patel and others very involved. We thank you very much. And there's a little secret with this project. The High Commissioner is a very gentle soul. He doesn't overspeak, but he was very instrumental in having this project in Trinidad and Tobago. Very, very instrumental. So all our distinguished guests who are here this evening with us, members of the cabinet, members of parliament, and of course my own family here, my constituents of Superior. It's always good for me to be home with you, to share time with you. Minister Jaishankar told me something last night when we were at the Diplomatic Center. No, when we were walking in the parliament yesterday. And I said, how many seats do you have in your parliament? He said, about 500 plus. I said, wow. He said, but we want to increase the number of seats. I said, why? He said, because that was 25 years ago, so the population has grown, and we need to raise it to how many now? He said, over 800. But then he told me something, which was astonishing, but obviously real. He said, for every MP in India, they have 2 million constituents. Can you imagine? So we have 30 and 40,000 here. And we crying about the amount of work we have to do. Can you imagine? 2 million constituency service. But they're doing it, and they're doing very well. So we're very proud of you, and thanks for sharing that with me. I guess there's a lot more that I can learn from you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and today we have undertaken a deeply symbolic journey across Trinidad and Tobago. It's been mentioned before. From the north, where our ancestors landed, Nelson Island, we came through Central, and now we are in Deep South. That was a journey our ancestors took, remember? That's how we ended up down here in Superior, in Pinal, Davie, all these places, spreading out of Port of Spain. But most of our ancestors did not settle in the north. Some did, but the majority came central and south. And today, Excellency, you would have seen, journeying along, you would have seen all the Jundis up. I don't know if your High Commissioner, I told him to make sure and show you David Dubbers, the UWI campus, the Jundis flying in the homes. So a lot of ancestors came down this way. So we then proceeded, as I said, from Nelson Island, Brecon Castle, and now here in Pinal, Superior. And these areas became homes for generations of indentured laborers. Now we are here in Pinal, a community I have proudly represented. Mr. Jaishankar, you might know, over 30 years I've been a member of parliament here, over 30 years. I take this moment to thank my constituents who have kept their faith in me, have given me their confidence, election after election. I thank you very much. So home is where the heart is. And from this home, you have allowed me to go forward into other places and to do better things. So thank you all very much. It is very meaningful then that we end today by opening a facility dedicated to dignity, dedicated to rehabilitation, dedicated to independence, dedicated to hope. In many ways, today's journey reflected the Jahati experience itself, from arrival and struggle to achievement and empowerment. For today's launch of this center, it is a major milestone for Trinidad and Tobago, and it is a very important achievement in our partnership with the government and people of India and with Jaipur Foot, USA. More important, it is transformative. It is a very transformative development for the people of our nation, especially for members of the differently abled community. Our citizens will now be able to access essential services here at home, free of charge, without traveling abroad, facing overwhelming costs, or enduring long delays. Many will now have the opportunity to walk again, work again, and live with greater confidence and independence. This also reflects my government's commitment to expanding specialized healthcare services and ensuring that no citizen is left behind because of disability, illness, or circumstance. Our Honorable Minister of Health has mentioned some of those projects and programs going forward. Minister Jaishankar mentioned some of the ways we will continue to partner for the benefit of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And on that note, I'm very pleased to welcome with us today two persons who have directly benefited from this prosthetic healthcare. Joshua Glood, Medicine's person here, Joshua Glood, and Lisa Alexis Cadet. Are you here? Would you want to come? Can you come forward so we can see you? Two members who have benefited. Lisa Alexis is here. You want to stand a little right? Is Lisa here, Dr. Bodo? She's inside the camp, okay? Well, thank you very much. And how do you feel? You want to say a few words? You can come here.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. It's really good to be here. Good afternoon to every distinguished member here. it is an encouragement to really see that this is something that is taking place in our nation. And I really thank the Honorable Prime Minister and everyone that has done everything that is possible to be able to get this done. So I really look forward to what is about to take place, not just today, but even in the foreseeable future.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. I guess that is, Minister Jaishankar, that is what keeps us going and gives us the energy when we can help people and see what dignity you can now live in and really perform to the best of your ability. What we launch here today builds on real and proven impact. At the artificial limb fitment camp held, as Dr. Boda and others, 800 then, last year, that we were able to fit our citizens, about 800. That initiative demonstrated both the scale of national need and the transformative impact of accessible care. Lives changed. Families regain hope. Citizens regain mobility, confidence, and independence. We are now ensuring this care is no longer temporary. Again, thanks to the government and people of India, and thanks to Jaipur Foot USA, that this will be a permanent national service, not a temporary one. Patients here will receive seamless care from intake and fabrication to fit in. In contrast, local healthcare professionals will receive hands-on training and skills transfer to fabricate and fit the limbs right here in Trinidad and Tobago. That is a plus again, and we thank you. So you'll have persons coming to train our nationals here to carry on this work. In so doing, we ensure that the knowledge, technology, and long-term future of this service remain within our national healthcare system. By restoring mobility and independence, this center will help many citizens return to work, to support their families more fully in community life. And may I say the plan is, High Commissioner and Minister Jaishankar, and the discussions going forward, Minister of Health, that this center will not just be for the people of Trinidad and Tobago, but we want to reach out further that we can service the CARICOM region as well. So we will develop the center and, of course, expand it. Minister Jaishankar, as you know, the relationship between Trinidad and Tobago and India extends beyond diplomacy. It is rooted in history. It is rooted in civilization. It is rooted in family and deep people-to-people connection. The landmark visit of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi in July last year, 2025, helped elevate that relationship even further. And today's launch stands as tangible proof of what that cooperation can achieve for ordinary people. Our collaboration now extends into healthcare, including, you mentioned, the dialysis machines. We look forward to those. And, of course, assistance and cooperation through your pharmaceutical industries. And, of course, the 2C ambulances. If I make a little short joke, because we've been here for a while, when the cabinet note came, Honorable Minister, the cabinet note came to cabinet, and they said, 2 ambulances, A-M-B-I-E-N-C-E-S. I said, what on earth is ambulances? Minister of Foreign Affairs and Minister of Health, do you remember that? So everybody in the cabinet was, what is this? So we were very excited to find out. When we found out, we were very happy. There were 2C ambulances. So we can use that between Trinidad and Tobago for better health care. Let me then extend my sincere appreciation to the government and people of India, to Jaipur Foot USA, Ministry of Health, our orthopedic professionals, healthcare workers, and every stakeholder whose work helped make this center possible. Jaipur Foot USA played a critical role through technical expertise, materials, supplies, and skills transfer, which helped make this center operational and will make it sustainable. And they have told me, in my country, I know we said it before, I'll repeat it, it's worth repeating, We campaigned and said we'll deliver, we'll do things. We made promises and we said when it happens, we say promise made, promise kept. Promise made, promise kept. So Jaipur Foot USA is telling me they will continue to help us to keep this center sustainable and ongoing. Promise made, promise to be kept. Thank you very much. So we have seen the care and the change. We are now ensuring that this care is no longer temporary, but it is established. And I want to say this center also positions Trinidad and Tobago as a regional hub for specialized rehab services across the Caribbean. We are already positioning ourselves as a regional hub in the energy sector, as a regional hub with respect to manufacturing and other products. And so this can give us a place to evolve into a regional center for prosthetics, expertise, and training. And with your help, promise made, promise will be kept. As cooperation between TNT and India continues to deepen, I am confident this partnership will continue advancing innovation, knowledge sharing, and specialized healthcare services for the benefit of our nation and the wider Caribbean region. As I close, I repeat how deeply proud and pleased I am that this trailblazing center is located here in Pinal in the constituency of Siparia, because this center stands as a powerful symbol of how far our people and our nation have come, how far our people and our nation have come. A place once shaped by hardship, sacrifice, and struggle now becomes a place of healing, rehab, and human dignity. And perhaps that is the enduring lesson passed down from time, over oceans and generations, that those who came before us still ask something of us, to honor their sacrifices by continuing to build a nation worthy of the struggles that they endured. It is now my distinct honor to declare this center officially open. And may God continue to bless you as I thank you.